And that light balance, we'll see what happens. Anyway.
There's a white ball on my chin.
Yeah, I did notice all of a sudden, your face disappeared.
I said I don't want to be a Morticia
Morticia Addams.
But the sun's really?
Yeah. Morticia Addams. There you go. Anyway, sorry. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Ontario Permaculture. I'm Bryce Murfarians.
And I'm Misty Murfarian. For this episode, we just wanted to touch base with you to show you what has been going on for us this autumn. We have had the Halloween or spooky season come and somewhat go, but we're a little bit different. I don't know if you've noticed.
I'd say we're a lot bit different, but we'll tell you a bit how.
That's true. We're pagan, so instead of celebrating Halloween, our family celebrates Soen, which means summer's end, and that means it's the absolute end of the growing season for us in the Northern Hemisphere. And so we celebrate with the one last harvest, and we go out and do a forage. Now, I suppose that's a little bit like trick-or-treating.
Well, indeed. So while most people go out with their kids trick-or-treating, door to door, asking for candy, we don't eat candy. So we go out to nature and, as the kids put it, door to door, and ask for candy. Yes, as the children put it, door to door, asking for candy. And the candy that they get is, wild cranberries, wild apples. We found some wild walnuts this year and a few other things.
Mm-hmm. So let's go have a look.
By the time Soen comes around, there's a definite vibe, a different energy that we're feeling, and even if the weather is warm, it doesn't feel like summer anymore. The animals pick up this sort of restless energy as if they can feel the spirits moving through, and this is what we meditate upon when we come to Soen. In the daytime, we bring offerings down to the altar and set it up with some things that are auspicious for the season. This is the season of harvest and plenty, but at the same time, there's an acknowledgement that this plenty will not last long, that this is a fleeting wealth in this season, and that you must drink it in and eat it up and enjoy it, for winter will be coming soon and leaner times. It is no wonder that cats are associated with witches, for they truly take on an interesting energy on Soen, and they certainly seem to be honoring their own rituals and ceremonies. I take inspiration from that. After my meditation on all things seasonal, I take in a few quiet moments of prayer, time to pray to ancestors and those gone. My parents have both left this realm, so I take this time to connect with their guidance and to try and redistill the memory of them so it stays true or lingers in my memory. And with that, I wrap those memories around me like a cloak for the cold months, and just knowing that I need to feel very blessed and sacred in this time in order to weather the changes of the season with reverence and with dignity. Of course, our children still love to carve pumpkins, or choose a pumpkin design and have me carve pumpkins. Here is Sage's, and she's very fond of Ninjago right now, so she wanted a golden ninja with this golden yellow pumpkin she has. On the other hand, Aurora picked out this lovely white-green pumpkin, and she was inspired as a princess to do a unicorn. It reminded me of Epona, the horse goddess and goddess of cavalry, so we did that. After we gave the pumpkin seeds as an offering on the altar, we went out for our forage walk. And the first thing we spotted were some high bush cranberries off our own driveway. High bush cranberries are lovely. They hold on quite far into the season, so they're great for Thanksgiving and Soen. And they basically cook just like ordinary low bush cranberries, except that they have a fairly good sized pit in the center, somewhat like a small peach pit, and not like the small seeds you get in low bush cranberries. In every other way, they seem to prepare about the same, and I think they have a fairly similar nutritional quality to them and medicinal quality to them. And they're just the right stuff for your body at this time of year. We do like to leave quite a few on for birds because these lovely berries hold on late in the season and allow birds to have something to eat up in the wetlands, but they grow quite prolifically in the roadsides and ditches in our region. And as I say, we've got quite a few naturally just on our own property. So it's nice to go out and gather a few so that you can partake of these seasonal fruits. My girls enjoy the foraging quite as much as going out trick-or-treating, though they never have gone out trick-or-treating, so they don't have context for that. But I remember trick-or-treating, and they seem to enjoy this forage walk just as much. And of course, this is what they're used to, so this is our family tradition. This is what we do. When it's all said and done, we will bring the cranberries back to the house and prepare a lovely treat out of them. Just no tricks. Some of the other things I gather in on Soen as the late season harvest is some herbs. This is lemon balm that I'm collecting by the side of our driveway. And though if I had not been trimming it through the season, it would probably have been quite spent. Some of the other stuff up in the garden is. But where you trim it often, or where you took a nice bountiful harvest while the season was still quite full, then you get this sort of second harvest. And speaking of a second harvest, we happened to find some more black walnuts. Though we'd already found some where quite a few had fallen on the ground in a local park, we gathered it up for our black walnut stain that we use for staining all of our wood. Not only does it make a beautiful dark brown color like antique wood, but it also preserves the wood because it has an allopathic chemical that bugs don't like to eat. So if you imbue your wood with it, it makes it lovely and makes it last longer and not get eaten by pests quite so much. Since we had already gathered some, though, we decided to gather some up just for replanting in the neighborhood since they seem to grow nicely in wet ditches. Oh, here Sage will regale us with some of her ninja moves. And now Aurora with the happy princess moves. Finally, on our hike, we come upon some very late season apples, quite a few fallen on the ground, and while some of them are bruised and beyond fresh eating, they still make nice applesauce or apple pies, and the bruising actually gives it a little bit more sweetness. But if any of them are beyond our usefulness, we bring them to our creatures as a wonderful snack and treat for them. Finally, as it was gathering dark, it was also growing very, very cold, so we decided to retire home for our closing ceremonies. Here we light the sacred candle to light a flame within our own hearts, the flame of inspiration that will guide us in the dark times to come. We take in our sacrament where we share some cranberry juice and share some with the ancestors, and we make our wishes for what we want to manifest when light returns. Next, we feast to our very good harvest and share some once again to our ancestors. And as we enjoy our sacred milk and the produce that we've gathered and the food that we've prepared, we tell stories in memory of those who have gone past. So I tell my children stories about what my parents were like, and Bryce will tell stories about his grandparents, and we'll tell stories that involve our very old ancestors and the Norse gods and goddesses, and then we toast them. Here's the high bush cranberries that we picked cooking, and we ended up making them into a sauce. I added a little bit of apple cider and lemon juice and maple syrup to sweeten it up and balance the flavor. Late in the season, we're also getting around to harvesting some of the seed that we want to keep over. Here, this, I believe, is magenta spreen, though it could also possibly be lamb's quarter or Canopodium alba. But many of the seeds will already have been harvested and brought inside to dry, but we might collect a few more here and there in order to get the most of the season. Here Bryce is collecting the seeds into a bowl so that he can winnow them. He'll shake them so that the heavier seeds go to the bottom, and then gently blow on the chaff, which is lighter and will blow away in the wind. In so doing, you can sort of use it as a meditation to let go of those things you are done with this year. In the season, I also try and get some crafting and writing done, though it can be difficult at times and in certain company. Well, I've been working on a book for Aurora's birthday, and I'll be making a video about the making of that book, so I look forward to getting that ready and sending it out. I hope you look for it. And it's something that has been something I look forward to when all the work is done, that I can spend a few moments working on the art of that book. Unfortunately, there has been quite a bit of unbidden work, and it has so far proved fruitless. You see, we are undergoing a lawsuit with our township. We had a video about it before Legals Part 1, and we will be sharing more information with you all in Legals Part 2 now that we have been waiting for trial during the civil trial period for Ontario, and unfortunately we didn't make the list, so we will have to wait until next spring, where perhaps we will be heard then, and perhaps all of the work that just swallows up our days will have meaning. Meantime, I caught some beautiful sunshiny days, just taking in the loveliness of the season. We did have quite a lot of really unseasonably warm and sunny November days, and though I was looking through the window while doing legal paperwork, I did catch some times when it was just perfect and lovely. And from that, we can be jovial and fill our hearts until the next season.
Thank you very much for joining us for this episode. We hope you've had as much fun watching it as we've had making it.
Yeah, and thank you so much to all the people who like and share our videos. Thank you so much to our subscribers, and a special thank you to all the people who support this channel through Patreon, through GoFundMe, and all the ways you show your support. We really, really appreciate it.
Please come back and join us for another episode soon.
And until next time.
Mwah.